I wondered when they'd show up.
Riddle me that!
What the heck is going on, Chris? What is with you? Are you high?
I have a riddle for you.
Well, you could have called. Why am I tied up?
Oh, you'll find out soon enough. Oh, on the first day of Earth, I was. On the sixth day, I was made. What is my name?
Guess Adam?
That's correct.
What?
Now, I'm as far as the south is to the north, and I am a place that people would like to say lots of cowboys are told to go.
The West.
That's right!
The West? Adam? I mean, Adam, the West? No. No.
Yup! Adam West! So let's get started! On screen!
No. 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 No.
We've got to get Batman before he gets us.
Fine, we'll review the stinking movie. Welcome to the Batman Movie Bash. What did you do to my room, you fiend?
Ah, my dear boy, I have simply... Mom did it.
Oh, you move out for a few months and you paint your room. Okay, fine. We're finally getting to the first Batman movie ever to be in theaters, besides the serials, okay? I draw the line at the movie serials. So, this is really the final episode of, of the Batman Movie Bash. I'm LazyDude99.
And I'm Chris Filmmaker123.
So, Batman, starring Adam West as Batman, Burt Ward as Robin, Cesar Romero as the Joker, Frank Gorshin as the Riddler,
And the Penguin is Mr. Pepper Poplar's Penguin is...
Bridges Meredith as the Penguin.
Catwoman?
Is Leanne Merriweather, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's it. Okay, I got it. Okay, so, well, let me just say, right off the bat, I have never, ever liked the Adam West Batman show. I mean, it's always, the whole purpose of the show was to be something to laugh at, and it was supposed to be comedy, and it was supposed to be silly and campy. I think the first word that people now think when they think of campy is Batman, Adam West's Batman. It's just the first thing that pops into their heads.
Well, they might think that, Kenneth, but it doesn't mean that there's not a lot of fans that like it.
It's true, because, of course, Batman has always been up to different interpretations, and some people are really gung-ho. I have never been one. So, let me just say I was never looking forward to this movie. In fact, when I originally decided to do the Batman Movie Bash, I had intended never to review this movie. But the years go by and you think, you know what, you might as well finish him if you're going to go that far. So, here we are, the final one. So, the story of Batman, the Adam West TV show movie, is basically this giant yacht has disappeared and it holds this weird weapon that can
Dehydrate? That sounds like Batman Begins.
Yeah, totally.
So looks
Chris,
like they got the idea from this movie.
I don't think so, Chris, because this thing doesn't just suck water out. It turns people into a pile of dust, and then you pour water on the dust, and then they turn into real people again. Mm-hmm. Science! It can do anything! Anyways, and the whole thing is Batman and Robin are trying to stop all 4 villains who are working together. We got Cesar Romero as the Joker, and as I said, we got Catwoman, we got Penguin, and we got the Riddler. So, I guess you just gotta take these characters one by one. And
I was very impressed at the Catwoman in this movie.
Okay.
Actually, honestly, she was just, you could have handpicked this lady. I didn't think she was terrible, but I did think that she could have been anyone.
Yeah.
She does a good job at what she does, because
I
you think she's going to be a campy Catwoman, and then you're like, well, no, this is what I expected from a Catwoman, to be sly and to be mysterious and lure Bruce Wayne. Anyways, let's talk about...
well, we were talking about Catwoman, might as well just finish.
Yeah, let's talk about
like,
Catwoman.
I thought she was okay, because... I don't know, it's just, Catwoman, to me, she needs to be a character that piques your curiosity. I always thought that with Catwoman. You're curious about her. You know, it's playing on the whole cat thing. Curiosity killed the cat, whatever. But, you know, I always found the character that the more you saw of her, the more curious you were of her. I just felt she was just...
Let's go by the comic standpoint. This character, okay, number one, she has a Russian accent. No, I don't remember ever in any comics, but
no, she was only playing a Russian.
Yeah, she was just playing it Russian. Like, did she ever do that? Well, it doesn't matter.
Well,
this is the
but
movie.
She didn't talk in a Russian accent when she was Catwoman.
Only when she was
Katarina Tabasco sauce. I don't know.
Yes, exactly. And I was confused because I thought this was going to be another character, but then you were like, no, Chris, it's obvious that's Catwoman. And I was like, oh, whoops.
Well, she was just playing a Russian. She wasn't like...
Yeah, I know that. Okay, forget, bad point. The point I was trying to make was the origin story of Selina Kyle. Well, her name isn't mentioned, so you think that, well, she's just being a Catwoman. And that's exactly it. Now, she has a good job at being mysterious, but as far as joining the fight,
she's like
she's terrible.
She stands like this and pushes people every now and then.
Yeah.
The thing is though, like there's a whole plot in the movie where the villains decide to trick Batman by capturing, wouldn't you know it, Bruce Wayne. So they have her pretend to be this reporter, so they can lure Bruce Wayne into a trap and therefore trap Batman. The only thing is, the scenes, I like the scenes because they kind of play off of each other pretty well. Adam West and Leah Merriweather. I'm pretty sure it's Leah Merriweather. I know that's a Catwoman. I'm not sure if this is this one, so if I mess up, I'm sorry. But the thing is, the scenes drag on too long.
You forget you're watching a Batman movie.
It feels like it's a quarter of the movie. Just them. And it just dragged on. You know, it dragged on.
Keep in mind that it did build on the actual relationship.
Yeah,
but that's the problem.
Yeah, you also got to keep in mind that this is an older movie, a different time period where editing wasn't as smooth as it is now. But still, it was too long.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about Penguin.
Okay, Bridges Meredith is basically... He's basically Penguin of that time period. You know, Penguin nowadays is a lot different from this Penguin, but I'm pretty sure he's almost right off the page for that time period.
Certain lines that he said sounded like the animated Penguin.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the certain lines that he spoke in basically in the poetry that he said in the line. Well, it reminded me of the animated series Penguin.
You know, the thing is, though, even though this Penguin is probably dead on for its time period, I'm not a fan. He's too silly for me, I guess. I don't know.
But
I know this
keep
is
in
a
mind,
silly show.
it looked by the end of the movie that they were making him into the big villain.
Yeah, that everyone was taking orders from him. But I don't know. There's nothing for me to grab onto the character. He's just like angry all the time. And I don't know,
he's got the attributes of the Penguin. He always keeps his hat. He doesn't take his hat off. He always has eyepiece. He has the cigar. So he's very close to the depiction of
And he looks
Penguin.
like the Penguin.
Yes, and he looks like the Penguin. He doesn't have webbed fingers or anything like that. And the one thing that I was surprised at that when he put the disguise on as the captain, so I guess he did take off his hat, but he was trying to play a sailor or something.
Yeah.
And that kind of surprised me. I don't know. It was like,
just the thing is, it was like, it's just so obvious to the audience that, well, he wants to go with them. There's no way on earth they can buy that he's, like, not...
And the funny thing is...
Like, he has actual makeup and prosthetics on to kind of look like the sailor, and they obviously know it's Penguin, but Catwoman just puts on a cat mask, and Bruce can't recognize her.
That's the weird thing. You have such a hard time figuring out that Catwoman is actually... is trying to fool...
Her name was Katiana, or something like
exactly.
that. Katiana.
You have a hard time trying to find Catwoman through this mysterious person, but right away they say, by golly, Batman, that's the Penguin. I was like, gee, when did Robin have a smart pill?
Yeah, and speaking of Robin, let's go to Robin next.
Yeah, Robin, okay, he honestly, there was maybe one moment where I was like, okay, he's smart and he's doing, a fairly good job. The rest of the time, he was beyond a 6-year-old.
I know
a 6-year-old could figure this out.
I know that most people always make fun of the holy insert line here Batman thing, but
holy platypus Batman.
Yeah, actually halfway through the film, I was like, oh, they're not that annoying. But then it just got to the point where you're just like, shut up, kid!
Holy Globot! What's going on? The fiends, they've converted this buoy into a gigantic magnet.
It's so obvious that these lines are stupid. And, I got so annoyed with the character so easily, and I'm just like, yeah, I know some people love your time period what you're in, but I think you're dumb.
Well, there was things that Bert brought to the table, and what? If the director called for him to act that way, then he was going to do it. So.
You know what? At least we can say for Burt Ward, he wasn't whiny like Chris O'Donnell was. He wasn't like whining the whole time. But then again, he didn't really have much of a character arc to begin with.
Well, no, and
there is no character arcs in this film.
I thought it was really funny too how Alfred was a little bit of a perv. And Robin had the decency to turn off the camera when Playboy Bruce Wayne was doing his job.
Yeah, and Robin's like, we shouldn't watch. It's not decent. And Alfred's like, well, maybe just a little, sir, little peek. Just like, you horny old dude. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
So as far as having a part to play and pretty much fighting alongside Batman most of the time. He did that well, and he had more of a part to play than, you know who, Chris O'Donnell, than Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Next villain, let's talk about Cesar Romero, because this is probably this is probably the most disappointing Joker ever.
Well, it's funny. We've come a long way, haven't we, for Jokers? And it's interesting because looking at the Joker here and looking at Jack Nicholson, wow. I mean, wow.
Because I know people always said that Cesar Romero was put everything in the role, but he wouldn't shave his mustache. but I always saw the videos of him on YouTube, and I didn't think it was that clear. I thought he might have a Vincent Price little mustache that just kind of blended in.
He looked for it, and he found it.
I shouldn't have looked for it, because it's there. It's just like right in his face, and it's just like... That's just so ugly. It's distracting.
I did. You know what I did find?
What?
The comics that I have of the Joker, the wardrobe that he has is to a T this Joker. He has the same color line. He has the same hair.
The only thing is
everything is, but the voice. When you grow up hearing the Joker voice and everything,
as Mark Hamill and stuff.
And it's not like they couldn't have had. It's not like they needed to have a high screeching type voice for the Joker. It's just that when you start to learn more about a character, you'll notice so clearly when something is not the character that you see and you know and everything. This character did not have an arc or the way that Bob Kane wrote him.
And you know what?
He wasn't written for this part.
He wasn't even the main villain out of the group.
He might as well be a thug.
He was... Chris, if you think about it, out of all the villains,
he was
Joker
minor.
did the least.
Yeah.
Penguin had the submarine. Catwoman had her big character arc with Batman. Riddler had definitely a big part to play. What did Joker do? He took orders from Penguin and tried to talk sense to the Riddler.
And I think that the Riddler made a better Joker than the Joker.
Yeah, it's just... There's something wrong when the Joker is trying to talk sense into the Riddler. The Joker, as we know him, is like an unstoppable force of evil and chaos, and...
I did see...
times...
I did see an episode in of this show of the Joker, and this is what got me. He liked his thugs. He was happy and joyful to have his clowns, and he was eager to stir up trouble. Now that's the part they did get right. The part of the Joker ready to stir up trouble and the pranks, yes, the buzzer, that's correct. And whatever he did, what else did he do?
He didn't do
Did he do any other pranks?
His only thing was the Jack in the Box and the...
Okay, the Jack in the Box. Now, the Jack in the Box was from a comic. I remember that. But that's the point.
That's it.
The small little specks of things that the Joker had.
The least out of all the villains.
So everyone's going to be very upset at him.
I wasn't like it. I'm not a fan of Cesar Romero as the Joker.
Well, let's talk about the Riddler.
The Riddler, in my mind, is the best part of the movie. And I'm not just saying that because everyone always praises Frank Gorshin. I think that the Riddler, if you look at... Frank Gorshin does so much more with this character, if you actually look at the film. Because whenever there's just talk, normal talk going, the guy looks depressed and sad and like he has no purpose in life. But the moment Batman comes up and his riddles come up, you see this gleeful smile go across his face. It's you almost get show the sickness of this entire character, and you totally get his compulsive nature to show riddles.
So say Penguin failed. All the more reason not to hand them your crazy clues.
No, but I must. Oh, outwitting Batman is my sole delight, my joy, my heaven on earth, my very paradise.
I hate to burst your bubble.
What?
But I don't think that...
You don't like it?
No, I'm not saying that. I don't think that he was going for a strategic way of thinking about his acting performance.
Well, Chris, look at this.
I think he was just having fun. It's a very fun role to have. And you think about it, if he's not doing anything, it's his time. If he's a smart actor, he knows that he should keep quiet. Let the other people do his work. And I think that's what he was good at.
What I mean is that I think
stepping back and letting the other actors perform.
I think you can read more into Frank Gorshin's performance, where the other ones is what you see is what you get.
He's very what's the word? Theatrical. Kind of like a stage performance. If he was on stage, he probably would out perform the other people.
It kind of makes me wonder, how popular was the Riddler in comics before Frank Gorshin?
I'm not too sure.
Did maybe his portrayal of this character that was maybe a little minor before boost him up to one of the most popular? Maybe. It could be. But I'm just saying, out of all of the villains, Frank Gorshin was the one villain that I actually was like pleased with, and I actually thought, like, I think his laugh is a little too Joker-like. You know what I'm saying? It's a little too. It sounds too Joker.
Yeah, that's
Joker-esque.
Maybe that's one of the things that Joel Schumacher and Jim Carrey took too much of.
Maybe, but you can obviously tell that Jim Carrey did take some stuff from
Jim
this,
Carrey is a
and
good
some really
Riddler,
good stuff.
Anyways, let's talk about the one, the only Batman.
The only, Chris. This is how many reviews? What is this? The 7th one? No wait.
You know what I meant.
4 plus 3.
Okay, so technically
this is our 8th review. And it's actually our 9th review. I guess I forgot Mask of the Phantasm when I was quickly counting there. My bad. And out of all that, there's been. This is our 5th Batman.
Okay, so technically, there was a black and white Batman. I'm pretty sure that was depicted that.
The movie serials.
Yeah, that's the one you were. Anyways, but this is the first one to have a movie of, and honestly, the way that he does things, of course, I was expected to be. I was expecting a different Batman, and I got it. And I got the way he was doing things. He didn't change too much from his character, so he didn't add too many things new. But this Batman, of course, no one. I mean, you do not appreciate the first scene the first action scene, I should say, of the shark.
It's weird
because you see this shot of the boat
jumping the shark,
and then he's so close to the boat. The next shot is of water. You're like, whoa. Did the editor get rid of something?
You know, I noticed that too, but then I realized when I was rewatching it to get the footage, it was supposed to be the boat disappeared. Remember, he's lowering himself towards the boat. Then the boat disappears because it was a hologram. Because the real boat was gone.
That's right.
It's just, it's not obvious enough. It feels like it just fades out of frame.
It does, but I guess they explain things like that.
But then he gets into the water, a shark bites him, and then he gets shark repellent, and you look, and Robin grabs the shark repellent next to manta ray repellent, whale repellent.
Really?
Yes, stuff like that, and I'm just like, what the heck?
It's very awkward.
There's being prepared, and then there's telling the stinking future of an item that shouldn't actually work in the real world. And then the shark's filled with dynamite?
It may have been big at the time, but it was really hard to do that. And I think it was a real stunt, because it takes a long time for Robin to actually get down.
Yes.
And then he finally gets into that position where he hangs himself. But really, you were saying he could have just thrown it down to him. They wanted it to be a team effort, like hand-to-hand kind of thing. Anyways, he gives him the thing, sprays the shark, shark goes away and explodes.
Yes.
Now, you think at the time, what's going on? But then they explain it.
Yeah, but it's a dumb explanation.
Okay, the one scene that got me, you can tell the one that came after the shark, because I think that's a...
Which one?
Yeah, you'll explain it. You look at your notes. Okay, the one scene that I was kind of wondering why they did this. There's a lot of times where Penguin, Riddler, Joker will be basically they're getting ready to shoot, and they're looking to make sure they're in the right position. Then they fire some torpedoes. They fire a lot of torpedoes.
It takes too long.
And finally, like Bruce. Okay,
yeah,
Batman and Robin. They're attached to this magnetized thing, and
they're using this jammer to blow up their torpedoes before they get close.
So they keep blowing up the torpedoes, and then finally one gets through.
Yes,
and honestly, I was feeling
and Batman says, "Oh, the batteries are dead."
The batteries are dead.
I forgot to change the batteries in this item that can save my life.
Okay, we're giving them some drama. Now, I like that a lot better than just them blowing up another missile and Joker or them can't get through. They at least did something, right? They actually got a missile through. This is the thing that I said, no way. They don't even show it, but they just show an explosion. Now, I was okay with that, a cliffhanger. But the reveal of what actually happened was so lame that
it was stupid.
Like, could a kid think of this?
No, and kids were not going to understand.
A kid would say no.
What was the animal?
Wasn't it a platypus? Or was it a...
brutality of the almost human porpoise.
True, Robin. It was noble of that animal to hurl himself into the path of that final torpedo. He gave his life for ours.
Yeah, so a porpoise just happens to be swimming by and gets hit by the torpedo.
No. The way Robin put it was the porpoise flamed himself because it knew. Well, maybe it was Batman that was.
Yes, but that still doesn't explain how they got free.
Yeah.
The magnet was still on. How did they get off?
It doesn't matter. All they had to do was say that, and we didn't see it, so I don't think it happened.
He didn't get off of the.
Okay, yeah, we know.
There was no flippity-doody porpoise.
Okay, so do you want to explain the scene that after the shark attack?
Okay, you know what?
They needed to get the ball rolling, so to speak. They needed to break the ice.
They decided, okay, well, what villains could be responsible for making this boat disappear? So they go over all the villains that happen to be released.
Right, and people, I think, of the show needed to have something to be. They needed to think. But honestly, this is insulting to your audience.
What follows is the worst detective work in a Batman thing ever. Ever.
Pretty fishy what happened to me on that ladder.
You mean where there's a fish, there could be a penguin?
But wait, it happened at sea. See? Sea for Catwoman.
Yet, that exploding shark was pulling my leg.
The Joker.
All adds up to a sinister riddle. Riddler. Riddler?
I mean, there's stretching the truth and then there's bending reality. This is stupid.
See, for Catwoman.
The shark, yeah, see, for Catwoman. The shark was literally pulling my leg. Doy! That is the worst detective work ever in any Batman movie and almost probably any comic book.
Or TV show episode.
And speaking of the riddles in this, a lot of them are impossible and they act like, oh, there was only one answer for that.
Yeah.
The riddles are absolutely ridiculous. And Batman and Robin answer them and they're like, oh, well, that, like, some of them are easy.
What's dangerous about a sparrow in a tree?
No, what weighs like 2 ounces and is in a tree, and it's a sparrow with a machine gun? Like, oh, it was stupid. A lot of them are just, dude. It's just, this show is very this movie's very dated, and you gotta say, well, come on, be easy on it. It's in its time
even
period.
Charlie's Angels had a better reveal.
We gotta be lenient with the show for a little bit.
Yeah, I guess.
But there's only so much. There's dumb back then, and there's dumb now, and some of it's the same.
Yep.
I
do like
Adam West though as Batman. He's a different type of Batman. I'm not expecting him to be a serious Batman. But there is stuff in here that really bothers me. The stupid detective work, his incompetent attitude to being it. And he says, I'm not sure if he's Batman, but I think he's Bruce Wayne at the time, but he says to the villains, I'll kill you all.
Yeah.
I'll kill you all. I'm sorry, but
he's Bruce Wayne when he says it.
But still.
Very overprotective of his girlfriend, Cat, or whatever her name is.
Yeah. But still, however, there are some stuffs about his character I enjoy. The bomb scene is absolutely hilarious. We complain a bit about the scenes dragging too long in this, but this scene drags on too long for the best reasons, and it's hilarious, and the payoff line is more than worth the wait. Just can't get this bomb out of the... Although I must admit that is the slowest blowing up bomb I've ever seen.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yep.
Okay, bend your knees. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yes. Anyways,
Okay, the weird thing about this movie is that it's basically the whole thing is just Batman versus all these villains. Then on the end, they tack on for no reason, with no foreshadowing, why can't all the world just get along?
yeah, that was weird because they had the UN. Was it?
Yeah, it was the UN. All these people with the UN.
Okay, this is pushing it. I honestly feel like Batman and Robin, or even the villains, were a part of A Christmas Carol. Because they walk in and no one notices them.
They're just arguing. Even when the villains start shooting them and making them into dust, nobody goes,
Now, I understand why.
it's a joke. They're just like, they're so busy.
Not
arguing.
even them. When they do it to other people. There's another scene where people should have been reacting and screaming and they don't.
Right.
And the reason is because they don't want people to move or say anything, or, well, okay, not say anything. That's obviously what they're doing.
Right.
They didn't want people to move or run away because you have to hold the camera in a steady position and you have to basically press record and then stop so that they can disappear, right? It's the oldest trick in the book. You and me were doing this when we first got our video camera. I guess the filmmakers thought it would be a good idea.
And
the thugs, like
why are they pirate themed?
The guinea pigs?
Oh, the guinea pigs, yeah. Like that's a different thing, but
oh ho or what?
Ho! Yo ho!
Yo ho!
Yo ho!
That is the one most said line in this movie.
Yo ho! Yo ho! Yo ho! Yo! What? Sir!
Yeah, but after the movie, they were sued by Disney.
Oh, were they?
No.
Okay, anyways.
I'm just joking.
So, okay, the guinea pigs, they just line up and then they get shot and then they get, I guess, water brings them back to life.
Yeah, it's just, the science of it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
You can look at Batman Begins and say that the microwave emitter doesn't make any sense, but at least it's kind of set up to be a science fiction option in a world. This is just magic and a gun.
Okay, so basically, what the biggest plot thing is, they not only want to kill Batman, they want to take over the world.
Of course! Anyway.
Yes, okay, so what ends up happening is they hydrate all of the people in the UN. That's and they gotta go through every single shot of all the people saying just banter, not even talking to one another.
They're just saying, hi, I'm this... Shalom, shalom, I'm the Jewish cliche. Hey, hello there.
I'm the German.
German cliche. Oh no, I saw, I'm Chinese cliche. Yeah, and then they just get shot. But the thing is, during the scuffle, when they finally beat the villains down, all the members of the UN's dust are mixed together.
Oh my gosh, the worst scene with the jars. Okay, the boat is going like this, and they're just going.
Yeah, and you can almost tell that someone's holding it.
You can almost see
that.
two fingers going. Is that good, director? Yeah, just keep doing that for about 5 more minutes. It's terrible. And then finally, who gets it? And then whoops, I trip.
Yeah. And then they try to mix them together, and Batman and Robin do a major screw up.
They do.
It's played for laughs, but if you really think about it, it's a scary, offensive. Well, like not a scary idea, but can you imagine that? Like all these people's personalities are in this dust, and they try to separate them, but they don't do it well enough because a French guy is speaking German, and that's what it was? Yeah, the Jewish guy is speaking Japanese and whatever, and because all their personalities are now intermixed with each other, and he's like, well, I guess we had the world a chance to understand each other more. I don't know why he's Shatner, but then they just like, let's back out of the building, Robin.
Not like they were already seen before.
You just screwed up. You put people's personalities and changed them. You destroyed people as a human being and what they were and recreated them into something else, basically.
Yeah. I guess what I could say about the villains, just to say about the villains, each one does depict the actual essence of what they have. You know, it's like... I always thought the Batman villains were the easiest villains to basically tell, because all they have to, like, if you're Poison Ivy, all you have to do is talk about plants. It's simple. If you're Catwoman, all you have to do is talk about cats.
And stealing things.
That can be very lazy, and I know that this shows it in a very lazy way. The only thing was that the excitement with the Riddler. You know, I thought, well, maybe that is fairly close. You know, he is excited to tell riddles. But the thing with Catwoman and the little transmitter that's a cat and everything, and all the little toys, I think there's a way of overdoing it, and this maybe does that, but at the very least they have all the costumes, well done on the costumes, and well done in actually keeping the essence of them, not mixing things up or changing things. Each one is to their own, but not the best potential for, most of them.
It's, you gotta just take it what it is. I know people love Adam West Batman. Some people love it because it's just, campy Batman is what they love. I don't love campy Batman. That's not what I like.
I did like the music in this though. It was pretty upbeat kind of music. Jazz.
I guess, yeah, but what I'm meaning is that there is a difference between saying that's not your Batman and that was bad. For example, Batman and Robin is bad. It's not just that's not my Batman, that's a crappy Batman.
Yeah.
You know, but to an extent you gotta say, well, Adam West Batman, it's not my Batman. But to an extent, you also got to realize that as a movie, a lot of the scenes drag on too long. The logic in the movie is just bull, and
it's very just revealing. Oh, well, this needs to happen. Well, let's make that happen.
And there is no story.
This needs to happen. That needs to happen.
There is no character arcs with any of these characters.
Alfred does not have a relationship with Bruce in this.
No,
even little.
You might as well just put a cardboard cutout in the background.
Yeah, you really should. Commissioner Gordon and his other Scottish guy.
Oh, O'Reilly.
Yeah, might as well be O'Reilly.
Torty. Oh, Batman. Thank you for saving the day again.
You know, not very important at all. No. The phones is a gag. Oh, they have one phone to call this, and they have a red phone to call Batman.
Warning,
I don't know what Bob Kane was feeling when he left the movie theater, if he went to see it in theaters. But let me tell you, the face that he made here is a completely different face, I guarantee, than the smile that he made when he came out of Tim Burton's Batman.
Okay, now to end the movie, it's just, if you like this type of movie, this Batman, that just means you are an Adam West Batman fan. It doesn't mean the movie is bad. I don't personally like it. I think its pacing is off.
It was a good time to watch.
It was
good to know.
I think
it was a good thing to know.
If you are a major Batman fan, it might be good to watch.
Just to know it. And you get to see where all they came, the journey that they came from.
Yeah, but whatever you do, don't watch it alone. Watch it with someone.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Make fun of the film. That makes it fun. That's what we did.
That's what I reckon.
So, in the end, I'm going to have to give Adam West Batman a 3.5 out of 10. Not a big fan. Didn't really enjoy myself. I only laughed really at that one scene with the bomb, and the only character that I really fully enjoyed was Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. So it's not really a movie that I would like to see. Because then again, it isn't my Batman, and that's part of the reason
I think I'll have to give it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
And is it the end or is it the living end?
Yeah,
you'll never know. Actually, that's it for all the Batmans.
We are finally done.
The cookie is crumbled and the fat lady has sung.
The only, maybe when they reboot the Batman franchise, but until then, that's a whole nother
That'll be an exciting day.
So remember, guys,
sayonara.
I'm LazyDude99.
And I'm Chris Filmmaker 123.
Be sure to check out our other Batman Movie Bash videos. We had a whole lot of fun making it. Man, do you remember when we started?
Yep. We already went over this.
Yeah, I know. Because we did a fake ending. But there's no fake ending this time. Alright, guys. See you later.
See you later.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you check out our other videos of the Batman Movie Bash, and check out my brother's channel, Chris Filmmaker123, and more of my other videos. I'm LazyDude99, and thank you for watching the Batman Movie Bash.
I I think there's one more.
No, there's not!